the new Black Wall Street. Do it right, build wealth, live life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. Yeah. It's on the new Black Wall Street. He's your host.
Grand rising to you beautiful people, man. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the new Black Wall Street, our Money and Power show. I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises, ERGJ Black Bazaar, international best-selling author of the book, The Black Billionaires Club. The book that I wrote, guys, is a study of Black wealth. The book that I wrote is a study of the 12 richest Black people in the world today and how they built their wealth. And I just truly believe that if you want to be wealthy, that's a big if, by the way. But if you do, my recommendation is that you study wealthy people. Now, we'll let you know that we only got a few copies left, which we will actually stop printing of this book pretty soon. So you actually can find the book if you'd like to get a copy by simply going to the website, www.theblackbillionairesclub.com, www.theblackbillionairesclub.com. There's something to exclusivity. And so as we prepare for the writing of our next book, we will stop printing the first book. So if you happen to be a person that has a copy or you get a copy, you'll be one of the few because, I mean, we sold a lot of books, in my opinion, but you'll still be one of the few as it relates to the billions of people in the world to actually have a copy. So I think we got maybe 25 copies left. Once they're gone, that's it. And then we'll move on to our next book, which we'll be writing very, very soon. I'm going to put a date on it pretty soon, but you can be one of the few people who actually owns a copy of the Black Billionaires Club. There's something to exclusivity. There's something to scarcity. There's something to something not being unlimited that makes it more valuable. And so that's the route that we're going as it relates to the book that we wrote here today. I'm your host, ERGJ, a certified financial educator. Again, guys, pick up the book by simply going to the website, www.theblackbillionairesclub.com, www.theblackbillionairesclub.com. Our business of the day, ERGJ Black Bazaar, the Afrocentric marketplace, which specializes in Afrocentric home decor, personal care products, and also Black art-inspired gifts. This is a Black-owned company that not only does that, but they also have begun to offer your PPE, your personal protective equipment, to be able to help you get through times like this, which is COVID-19. Not only that, we also have some other products that we've added as we are actually preparing to go back to school as well. And so you can find some items for your children as they prepare for school, whether that's going to be e-school or physical school or whatever. They still gonna have to go learn somewhere, somehow, and we do have some products available for them. You can find our website by simply going to the link, www.theblackbazaar.com, www.theblackbazaar.com. You'll go ahead and shop Black, buy Black, all that good stuff. Now, one other thing we want to bring your attention to is that not only do we have a store that we sell from, but we also partner with other Black-owned businesses to give them some exposure. So you can come through our store to find other Black-owned businesses that you can do business with. And you simply just come here and find the links within those programs. We're always adding some new Black-owned businesses that we're doing business with. And that's just what we truly believe in group economics. Everybody putting the council group economics. That also includes group marketing. That also includes group advertising. All that stuff is included if we're going to talk about really, really working together to make a difference in our very own community. Well, that's what we're doing here at ERGJ Black Bazaar. And when you shop with us, you're shopping with all of us. www.theblackbazaar.com, www.theblackbazaar.com. All right, guys. So, shout out to everybody that's here this morning. We are back, a new time. I'm trying some different things out to try to see if I can fit everything in. I do a lot, but it is important for me, I believe, for me to, come before the people and share some things with them as well. So our new time will be 7:30. I went back 30 minutes. That way we can get in our 30 minutes of reading each and every day, and we can still have our show and get done on time. I want to be out by 9 so I can actually start the other part of my day, the other part of my businesses that I run each and every week. So 7:30 will be our new start time. I'm going to do a combo show Before I was doing 2 shows every morning. That's a lot. It's not too much, but then when I started to pick up on my other business and things start doing a lot of shipping and stuff like that, it's getting a little bit more than anyone may want to handle. So it's time to redo the schedule. So we'll be doing a combo show Monday through Friday. Just one show. It'll be 7:30. Might go for an hour and a half just so we can get it all in. But it's an hour of power, an hour and a half of power, hour and a half talking about money and the power. And that is what this show is, a money and power show. Grand rising to you beautiful people, man. Go ahead and hit the like button and share button if you care. Like button and share button if you care. Also, let us know where you're connecting from. What city, what state, what country. What city, what state, what country, quite possibly. As we're using the World Wide Web to reach people all over the world, you could be watching us from anywhere. There's a lot of people that watch but don't say nothing. That's okay, too. As long as you get something from it. I'm here to bring value. I'm here to be of service. I'm here to be a gift, use the gift that God's given me to be a gift to you. But I would like to know, those that do want to let us know where you're connected from, we'll go ahead and shout out your city. That's right. Rep your city. Good morning to you. Queen Alicia is in the house, man. That's right. Island sweetheart herself. I bet you can cook. I bet you can cook. King Sydney is in the house, man. Thanks so much for joining us out of Houston, Texas. Grand rising to you, man. Thanks so much for joining us here today. King Markadu. King Sir, right? You know, he got royalty in his name. King Sir. Markadu is in the house, man. Thanks so much for joining us here today. Please, everybody, enjoy the moment. I have to run. Okay, not a problem. Absolutely. You can cook. I bet you can. I knew you could cook, girl. I was a sweetheart. I know you can cook. Get down in the kitchen, man. Now, here's the deal. So I've been thinking about some things and how I want to structure this show. And I'll just kind of let you guys know, Monday and Wednesday, Black Man Monday, Black Man Woman Wednesday. We'll probably do something in the evening for those. I do want to continue to make sure we get our reading in, which will be 30 minutes of mental stimulation for things that we do. It could be motivation. It could be a book we want to go through. I've been thinking about multiple books that we might go through at the same time. I really don't like that idea because I like to do a book and complete the book versus try to read 4 books and not complete any of them. So I really want to finish the books that we start. And today we'll be continuing along in The Richest Man of Babylon. The next book that we'll be reading is going to be called Black Titan. I've been wanting to get to that book for quite a while. It's the story of an African American or Black millionaire back in the 50s. I believe the 50s, 60s, something like that. So we'll be reading up on this brother out of Birmingham as we get to our next book once we finish Richest Man of Babylon. After that, guys, after that, we'll have days that we'll look at the market, probably Monday, something like that. We'll have days where we have guests. Like on Tuesdays, definitely we have a guest every Tuesday. And it's other times I might bring guests in as we see fit. So I'm just going to try to use the time wisely that we have to to continue to provide value, to bring value to the community, and that's just what we do. So I'm back, guys. For those that have missed us, we're still here. Just sometimes you have to do some don't be stubborn. Let me tell you this. I would recommend you don't be stubborn with your schedule. Many times, we hear this saying, same thing, different day. And the only reason why it's the same thing, different day for the people who accept that is because they never rewrite their own story. They never say, you know what, here's the next chapter in the book of my life. And so they rerun the same chapter for 5-10 years. Well, listen, if you own your schedule, you can change it. Okay. And that's just exactly what I'm doing. Okay. We used to do 8 o'clock, now it's 7:30. Who makes that decision? Me. Right? I own my schedule. Everybody put in the console, I own my schedule. And so if you're tired of the mundane, you're tired of the same thing, different day, you're tired of getting the same old story, guess what? You can change. And guess what? It's nothing wrong with that. That's what's important, I think, for you to understand. It's nothing wrong with you changing something, even if it's something that's minor, something that's small, just so it can bring a newness to your life. Sometimes that's all you need is just a little change. Okay, I don't wake up at 6:30. I wake up at 6. Whatever. It could be a small change. It can have a huge impact on your psyche when it comes to your life, because now you're doing something different, even if it's something very small. Okay, own your schedule, right? Own your schedule. Now, there are other people that might be depending on you and your schedule that you set up. Just let them know, hey, 7:30. That's what it is. And that's just what we do. Alfredo is in the house, man. What's going on with you, man? been connected with you since I think Blab, I believe. That's a long time ago. How long was that? About 8 years ago? I don't know, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. Brother Anthony's house out of DFW, the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I'll get rising to you, Miss Queen Shanrika's in the house out of North Carolina, right? Sometimes you have to sit down in order to get up. Absolutely. Sometimes you have to sit down to get up. I own my schedule. I set it each and every week, right? I honor my schedule, right? And I have the ability to change my schedule. So I think this will give me a little bit more time. I mean, hopefully it's, you know, I know it's early for some people, West Coast, 4:30. Hey, I watch the replay. I don't know what to tell you. I'm doing the best that I can with what I got. But anyway, this is the Money and Power Show. What is this all about? This show is all about money and the power. All right. There are money would be economics, or money would be cash flow. Money would be money, dollars, right? But it also will be cash flow. And the power part, I believe, actually comes into the politics, the setting of the rules. And many of us are not in position of power to set the rules, or we haven't paid with the money to get into positions of power to be able to set the rules. But this is what the society that we live in is all about: money and the power. Now, it doesn't mean that we have to be manipulative or evil as it relates to acquiring wealth and power. I'm just simply hoping to help people understand that it's kind of important to be able to dictate, change, evolve properly as an individual, as a family, and also as a community. There's somebody that holds the keys. There's someone who got the money, and there's somebody who got the power. And if it ain't you, you can change that at any point in time. You can become the person that has the money and the power, and you're leading this organization. You're leading yourself, number one. That's the number one organization. Then you're leading other people, your family as well, right, to a place of prosperity and a place of the pursuit of happiness. Now, everybody didn't use their power wisely. That's not what I teach. I teach you hopefully to use your power wisely as you obtain it. And it's called influence. And in this society that we live in, I'm not talking about the spiritual world. I'm talking about the physical place that we live in. The people who have influence are the people with the money and the power. And typically, the people with the biggest voice typically are able to attract, they're able to get the money and then the power. Does that make sense to anybody? What's going on, Fred? Said last week I had to diagnose my local church's live stream computer at the power outage. I have backup plan using mobile phone, live stream to 3 platforms: Twitch, YouTube. Man, yeah, you a beast, Alfredo, when it comes to that technology, that streaming stuff. I don't know if you teach. I know. That's one thing I remember about you is you know, you was heavy into understanding all of that technology and all that stuff when it comes to streaming, man. So I hope that I know that you do it for the church, and you know, you got a good heart. But I hope that you using that knowledge that you have to be able to help a lot of people to know what they don't know as it relates to this thing, because this is a thing. Live streaming and technology and being able to connect with people without having to touch them is a thing. And those who have learned the skill, who have skills in this particular area, you are a very valuable person right now. And that could lead, your value could lead you to money and the power, right? It could lead to money and the power. Now, today, guys, we're going to continue in the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, which I consider to be, again, the number one financial book I would ever recommend to people. As I think it's one of the simplest books to understand the concept of money, the concept of getting rich and building wealth. And things to think about and consider, because we all tend to have some misconceptions as it relates to this thing called money. This is the number one, book that I recommend, but I don't think it's necessarily the best book. I would say the best book is actually the Bible, but most people won't read that. So we'll make it a little bit short. I mean, you might not want to read a 1,100-page book, but you might read a 100-page book. I don't know. That might be a task for some people as well. Anyway, so what we do with the book club is we kind of go through the books together. We discuss it together. We have conversations together, right? So hopefully we can understand these things better, because there are nuggets that you can get out of reading, and I found that reading has helped a lot. Reading has helped me to think better. Reading has helped me with my patience levels. Reading has done wonders for my life. Is there anybody else that can say the same? Matter of fact, I believe, Alfredo, as you're talking about live stream, I'm pretty sure you had to read a whole lot before you could actually understand that stuff to the degree in which you understand it now. I'm pretty sure, Brother Anthony, and I think insurance and stuff like that, you had to read a whole lot, right, in order to understand the capacity of what it is that you understand now and to bring the level of service that you bring to the community as it relates to the industry in which you provide. I'm pretty sure you had to read a whole lot. So there's some things that we'll do because it leads us to money. We'll read when we're gonna get certified, and it's gonna bring us an opportunity to make 50, 60, 70, 100,000, 20, $100,000. We'll read that. But I want you to understand some of the things that you decide to read on your own, that's not necessarily connected to a dollar amount initially. These are some of the things that actually bring you great fortune in the future. My mentor says this: formal education will make you a living and help you sustain yourself, help you to survive. Formal education, what they teach the masses. But he said that self-education will help you build a fortune. The things that you decided to teach yourself. And I'm pretty sure, Alfredo, you pretty much taught yourself a lot about what you know about live streaming, right? What you taught yourself, what you decided to do for yourself, what you decided to learn on your own. You weren't prompted to, you just wanted to, so you went and learned it. And you probably had to read a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? Alfredo, I consulted another church when my knowledge was paid for it. Absolutely. My background still software development, documentation, reading was key to learn new skills. That's right. Reading is fundamental. So we're in a book called The Richest Man in Babylon. This little book here. This book that I've been recommending to people to pick up and read, not only for themselves, but also for their kids. There's one thing to say that, here's a thought. A thought says, you know what, they should be teaching financial literacy in school. But my thought is that, well, you should be teaching it at home. How dare you and I try to command or demand people to do something for us that we won't do for ourselves? Then there could be and say, oh, well, hey, you know what, I don't really know financial literacy. I mean, how can I teach it at home? Well, you got great books that you can use to learn what you don't know about money. So how dare you and I try to get other people to do something for us that we won't even do for ourselves? And we have the resources to be able to do it. So the Rich Man of Babylon, we're in a section called Meet the Goddess of Good Luck. And I think this is a great section to read right now as we're going through this time of pandemic. And we also, with times of pandemic, people get desperate. And they're pretty much willing to try anything to try and get some good luck. Let's find out what we have to hear today. We'll set this up, though. This is the Richest Man Babylon. It's a brother by the name of Arcad that's written in the book, who happens to be the wealthiest man in the land. He's the wealthiest person in the city. And in the previous chapter, we read about him being summoned by the king or the president to come and speak to the rest of the locals or his peers about what the difference is between him being able to acquire so much wealth, him being able to get rich, him being able to build a fortune for himself, while the others were just over broke. And he said, I have no problem talking to the people. I've been waiting for somebody to ask me to talk to them for a long time. He had no problem. This is the thing about wealthy people. They really have no problem. They have no issue telling people what it is that they've done, how it is that they've been successful. All these black billionaires behind me. I have no problem talking to people. The problem isn't in them talking. You know what the problem is? The problem is in the people listening. Let me say that again. The problem has never been with will they share their knowledge or will they talk or have they written a book? Have they put the stuff out there? That ain't the problem. The problem is the people who are willing to listen to what they have to say and then do what they tell them to do in order to have similar success that they've had. Here's one thing also that I've learned in life. Most people want the results, but not the work that goes with it. Most people want the results. That's why it's easier to play the lotto than to go to work. That's why it's easy to join a blessing loom or something like that you know ain't right, but it's easier for you to do that with your $500 than to start a business. Because most people want the results, but they don't want to do the work. None of these billionaires behind me that I wrote about, none of them got rich overnight. None of them built their empires in a week. None of them took took a month to try to 8x their money. But the desperate, the greedy for wealth, those that are in a hurry, those that don't want to go through a process, don't want to work, just want the genie, want to rub the lamp on the genie 3 times and poof, they had the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. They want the results, but are unwilling to do the work. Now, I know I'm not talking to those people today. I know those people won't even tune into a show like this because this show is going to charge you with doing the work, going through the process, taking the journey for yourself. And there's a reason why. Because once you actually go through the process yourself and you do it, then now you have learned something that you can then repeat. And so if anything happens in the future, you can just go back to what you did before and do it again and get the same results. But if you get somewhere by luck, there's nothing for you to repeat other than to try to get lucky again. That's a recipe for disaster because you haven't really built anything upon your skills, your abilities, and your talents. You built something on pure fortune. And how many of you guys know that fortune can change at any point in time? You have good fortune today, bad fortune tomorrow. It can be sunny today, it can be rainy tomorrow. So you can't rely just simply on good fortune. You can't rely simply on good luck, but you can put yourself in position to meet the goddess of good luck. Here's the Babylonian proverb out of the book. It says this: if a man be lucky, there's no foretelling the possible extent of his good fortune. Pitch him into the Euphrates, and like as not, he will swim out with a pearl in his hand. If a man be lucky. If a man be lucky. Let's read. Meet the goddess of good luck. The desire to be lucky is universal. It was just as strong in the breast of men 4,000 years ago in ancient Babylon as it is in the hearts of men today. We all hope to be favored by the whimsical goddess of good luck. Is there some way we can meet her and attract not only her favorable attention, but her generous favors? Is there a way to attract good luck? Is there a way to attract good luck? Alfredo said, you have to forge your skills. I'm still learning to be disciplined, but I have the following. I have skills. They're multiplying. I'm going to show the power that is God's supplying. The power that God's supplying is electrifying. Absolutely. Is there a way to attract good luck? Everybody put in the console, good luck. Good luck. Right? That is just what the men of ancient Babylon wished to know. It is exactly what they decided to find out. They were shrewd men and keen thinkers. That explains why their city became the richest and most powerful city of their time. In that distant past, they had no schools or colleges. Nevertheless, they had a center of learning, and a very practical one it was. Among the tower buildings in Babylon was one that ranked in importance with the palace of the king, the hanging gardens, and the temple of the gods. You'll find scant mention of it in the history books, more likely no mention of it at all. No mention at all. Yet it exerted a powerful influence upon the thoughts of that time. This building was the Temple of Learning. Everybody put it down, so the Temple of Learning. This building, one of the most important buildings in the city, what was considered to be the richest city of its time. The most valuable building was the Temple of Learning. The Temple of Learning. Now, how many guys are going to the Temple of Learning each and every day? As it relates to your industry, as it relates to the things that you do, how many guys are intentional about learning what you don't know to be better at what you do? The Temple of Learning. Most people shy away from the Temple of Learning. They go to the Temple of Enjoyment. They go to the masses. This Babylon, right? The masses go to the Colosseum to be entertained by the sport that's taking place. It's only a few who decide, you know what? Y'all go on over there and enjoy yourself. I'm going to be over here enjoying myself, learning what I don't know so that I can be a part of the few who actually cut the checks of the people that you guys are watching? The Temple of Learning. Most people will choose the Colosseum over the Temple of Learning. It's only the few who study in the temple who come out with riches and gold. Why is that? Because a fool and his money will soon part ways. And where does the money go? It goes into the educated or the knowledgeable or the good stewards. Because again, remember, there were no schools or colleges in this time. All they had was this one temple of learning. So this building was a temple of learning where the wisdom of the past was expounded by voluntary teachers and where subjects of popular interest were discussed in open forums. Within its walls, all men met as equals. The humblest of slaves could dispute with impunity the opinions of a prince of the royal house. Among the many who frequented the temple of learning was a wise rich man named Arcad, called the richest man in Babylon. He had his own special hall where almost any evening a large group of men, some old, some very young, but mostly middle-aged, gathered to discuss and argue interesting subjects. Suppose we listen in to see see whether they knew how to attract good luck. The sun had just set like a great red ball of fire shining through the haze of desert dust when Arcad strolled to his accustomed platform. Already full 40 men, that's 120 men. Scores is 30. That's 120 people were awaiting his arrival, reclining on their small rugs, seated upon the floor. More were still arriving. What shall we discuss this night? Arcad inquired. After a brief hesitation, a tall cloth weaver addressed him, arising as was the custom. I have a subject I would like to hear discussed, yet hesitate to offer it, lest it seem ridiculous to you, Arcad, and my good friends here. Upon being urged to offer it both by Arcad and by calls from the others, he continued, this day I have been lucky. For I found a purse in which there are pieces of gold. To continue to be lucky is my great desire. Feeling that all men share with me this desire, I do suggest we debate how to attract good luck so we may discover ways it can be enticed to one. We're going to talk about how to meet the goddess of good luck. A most interesting subject has been offered, Arcad commented. One most worthy of our discussion. To some men, good luck bespeaks but a chance happening that, like an accident, may befall one without purpose or reason. Others do believe that the instigator of all good fortune is most bounteous goddess, Ashtar, ever anxious to reward with generous gifts those who please her. Speak up, my friends. What say you? Shall we seek to find if there be means by which good luck may be enticed to visit each and all of us? Now, notice what he just said. He said, man, there's different ideas on how what good luck is to some people. Some people just something that just happens out of the, just happens. For the others, it's all about what God has done for them and what God will do for them if they keep God happy or God is happy or whatever, right? So different ideas about this term, good luck. So yeah, much of it responded a growing group of eager listeners. Thereupon Arcad continued. To start our discussion, let us first hear from those among us who have enjoyed experiences similar to that of the cloth weaver in finding or receiving, without effort, upon their part, valuable treasures or jewels. How many guys let's just talk about the last week. How many guys in the last week, right, have experienced something where you were able to find or receive valuable jewels or treasures without effort on your part? Now, I'll tell you this is interesting because something actually came in the mail for me Thursday or Friday. I got a box in the mail. UPS dropped off a box. And I'm like, I don't think I ordered nothing. What is this box? Right? Dropped it off. Big box. I'm like, what did I order? I don't remember ordering anything. So I got the box. I looked at the box and I noticed that the box had my tag on it it was like an old tag, right? So somebody had my box that I probably sent out, and then they reused the box to then try to send out to maybe another customer somewhere. And then the box ended up coming back to me with stuff in it. Now, 10 years ago, I'd have been like, oh, look, I got some free stuff. The goddess of good luck has rang my doorbell and brought me some stuff that I didn't order. That's some people, that's how they operate. But I looked and I said, I know I didn't order nothing. And I had to find out where this box came from. Found out it's actually from another business owner who was sending something to someone else, and it just things got confused. I called the business owner, let them know, and UPS will be picking up box up today and sending that thing out to where it's supposed to go. Why did I do that? Because that's the same thing I would have wanted done for me. If I sent something out and it end up going to the wrong place, and now I'm on the hook for some product and stuff that's went out, I'm gonna do the right thing. There's some people who looked at that like good luck. So when I talked to the brother and said, yeah, I thought I was like, shoot, I just got some free stuff from my from one of the companies I appreciate. That's not the case, right? Some of us are confusing good luck for bad decisions. Now, some of us are confusing good. You think you got lucky, but really you're just choosing to do the wrong thing. You think you got lucky, but in reality, you just simply are choosing to do the wrong thing. The right thing to do, in my opinion, was to actually contact the owner and get the box sent back out. That was the right thing to do. I could have said I was lucky. I could have done that. But I just would have slept good at night doing that. Defining good luck. How many guys have experienced something? You receive some treasure or some jewels, some money past week without any effort upon your part. Is that something that's sustainable? That's something that, that's something that happens on a regular. Or is that something that happens inconsequential, something that just happens to happen? Right? There was a pause in which all looked about expecting someone to reply, but no one did. Very similar to the chat. I was expecting somebody to reply, yeah, that happened all the time. Didn't happen. What no one, Arcand said, then rare indeed must this kind of good luck. Who now will offer a suggestion as to where we shall continue our search? We're searching on how to meet the goddess of good luck. That I will do, spoke a well-robed young man, arising. When a man speaketh of luck, is it not natural that his thoughts turn to the gaming tables, the casino? Is it not there that we find many men courting the favor of the goddess and hope that she will bless them with rich winnings? That's what most people think about good luck. Casino, the lotto, whatever else is out there, right? That promises huge returns for very minimal effort, just off a chance and a whim. Has resumed his seat, voice call. Do not stop. Continue the story. Tell us, did you find favor with the goddess at the gaming tables? Did she turn the cubes with the red side up so you would be filled, your purse will be filled at the dealer's expense, or did she permit the blue sides to come up so the dealer raked in your hard-earned money? Young man joined the good-natured laughter, then replied, I'm not averse to admitting she seemed not to know I was even there. But how about the rest of you? Have you found her waiting about such places to roll the cubes in your favor? We are eager to hear as well as to learn. A wise star broke in, Arcand. We meet here to consider all sides of each question. To ignore the gaming table would be to overlook an instinct common to most men, the love of taking a chance with a small amount of money in the hope of winning much gold. Let me repeat that again. So they meet in the Temple of Learning so they can talk about all sides of the question. How many guys are in a position where you actually are in a group where you guys can discuss all sides of the question without, it turning into a big old argument and people cussing each other out because somebody don't agree or somebody got a different opinion? Where can you go where you can actually talk about all sides of a question, all sides of an idea, all sides of a thought, all sides of a move? I don't know too many places where we just, I don't necessarily agree with what you said, but here's my thought on what on this topic. And we can discuss all sides of a question, idea, move, whatever. Right? They said, man, hey, the love of taking a chance with a small amount of money in the hope of winning much gold. The hope or the love of taking a chance with a small amount of money in the hope of winning a whole bunch of money. Winning, not earning. Notice the word winning, not earning. We'll take the chance in order to give us for the opportunity to win, but we won't take the chance with that same amount of money with the opportunity to earn. What's going on? Donald said, man, save 1/10 of a gram for family wealth. A gram, I guess you're talking about gold, probably carrot bar or something like that. It has, and I make sure to return or connect the issue. I don't need that karma. I know that's right. Absolutely. So there's a common thing amongst most men. Do we find that to be true today? That is still this common thing among most men that they love to take a chance with a small amount of money in the hopes of winning a whole bunch of money, i.e. 8x in their money in a month. Seems like a whole bunch of people caught wind of that. Trying the love of it. There's nothing new under the sun. This book was written back in 1926, by the way, 100 years ago. There's nothing new under the sun. Do you remember me of that, Dolph? Remind me. It reminds me of the races, but yesterday called out another listener. If the goddess frequent the gaming table, certainly she does not overlook the races where the gilded chariots or the race cars and the foaming horses or the racetrack offer far more excitement. Tell us honestly, Arcade, did she whisper to you to place her bet upon the gray horses from Nineveh yesterday? I was standing just behind you, and I could scarce believe in my ears when I heard thee place thy bet upon the graves. You know as well as any of us that no team in all of Assyria can beat our beloved babes in a fair race. This the goddess whisper in your ear to bet upon the graves because at the last turn an inside black would stumble and so interfere with our babes that the graves would win the race and score an unearned victory. Arcad smiled indulgently at the banter. What reason have we to feed the good goddess, to feel the good goddess would take that much interest in any man's bet upon a horse race? To me, she is a goddess of love and dignity, whose pleasure is to aid those who are in need and to reward those who are deserving. I look to find her not at the gaming tables or the races where men lose more money than they win, but in other places where the doings of men are more worthwhile and more worthy of reward. In the comments below, I'd love for you to share a place that you know that people continue to participate, where they lose more money than they win. What are some places that you know of that people continue to participate in for the love of it? And it's well documented that people that go and participate in these things or go to these places, they lose more money than they win. Yeah, there might be one or two who win more than they lose, but the majority lose more than they win. The odds, not the gods, the odds ain't in your favor. In tilling the soil, the honest trading, in honest trading and all a man's occupations, there is opportunity to make a profit upon his efforts and his transactions. Perhaps not all the time will he be rewarded because sometimes his judgment may be faulty and other times the winds and the weather may defeat his efforts. Yet, if he persists, he may usually expect to realize his profit. This is so because the chances of profit are always in his favor. The chances of profit are always in his favor. The chances of profit are always in his favor. What's going on? Congratulations, man. Getting up to 1,000, almost super chat. Right? The casino, right? The casino. The house always wins. He said, man, I expect to find this goddess of good luck in the places where men go to work, right? Where the chances for profit are always in your favor. Doesn't mean that you'll always be favorable, but they are always in your favor. But when a man plays up the games, the situation is reversed. For the chances of profit are always against him and always in favor of the gamekeeper. The game is so arranged that it will always favor the keeper. It is his business at which he plans to make a liberal profit for himself from the coins bet by the players. Few players realize how certain are the gamekeeper's profits and how uncertain are their own chances to win. For example, let us consider wagers placed upon the cube or the dice. Each time it is cast, we bet which side will be uppermost. If it be the red side, the game master pays to us 4 times our bet. But if any of the other 5 sides come uppermost, we lose our bet. Thus, the figures show that for each cast, we have 5 chances to lose, but because the red pays 4-1, we have 4 chances to win. In a night's play, the game master can expect for his profit 1/5 of all the coins wagered. Can a man expect to win more than occasionally against odds so arranged that he should lose 1/5 of all he bets? Yet some men do win large sums at times, volunteered one of the listeners. Quite so, they do. Arcad continued. Realizing this, the question comes to me whether money secured in such ways brings permanent value to those who are thus lucky. Among my acquaintances are many of the successful men of Babylon, many of the black billionaires. Yet among them, I am unable to name a single one who started his success from such a source. When you think about the successful people that you know, that are in your circle, that you have some type of connection to, some type of contact that you can reach out and call maybe, or that you studied or whatever, are you able to name a single one who started their success from such a source? Of all the successful people that you know, all the successful people that you studied, all the successful people that you come in contact with that you consider to be successful, can you think of any one of them who started their success, who got their success, right, from such a source? You who gather here tonight know many more of our substantial citizens. To me, it would be of much interest to learn how many of our successful citizens can credit the gaming tables with their start to success. Suppose each of you tell of those you know. What say you? After prolonged silence, the wag ventured. Wouldst thou inquire include the gamekeepers? If you think of no one else, Arcad responded. If not one of you can think of anyone else, then how about yourselves? Are there any consistent winners with us who hesitate to advise such a source for their income? His challenge was answered by a series of groans from the rear side, taken up and spread amidst much laughter. It would seem that we are not seeking good luck in such places as the goddess frequents, he continued. Therefore, let us explore other fields. We have not found it in picking up lost wallets. Neither have we found it in haunting the gaming tables. As to the races, I must confess to have lost far more coins than I've ever won. Haven't found good luck there. Now, suppose we consider our trades and businesses. Everybody put in console trade and business. Now, suppose we consider our trades and our businesses. Is it not natural, if we conclude a profitable transaction, to consider it not good luck, but just a reward for our efforts? I'm inclined to think we may be overlooking the gifts of the goddesses. Perhaps she really does assist us. Perhaps she really does assist us when we do not appreciate her generosity. Who can suggest further discussion? Thereupon an elderly merchant arose, smoothing his genteel white robe. With thy permission, most honorable Arcad, and my friends, I offer a suggestion. If, as you have said, we take credit to our own industry and our ability for our business success, why not consider the successes we almost enjoyed, but which escaped us, happenings which would have been most profitable? They would have been rare examples of good luck if they had been actually happened. Because they were not brought to fulfillment, we cannot consider them as our just reward. Surely many men have had such experiences to relate. Well, here's another wise approach, Arcad approved. Who among you have had good luck within your grasp only to see it escape? Who have had experiences in which good luck was within your grasp only to see it escape? You was almost there. You almost closed the deal. Many hands were raised, among them that of a merchant. Arcad motioned to him to speak. As you suggested this approach, we should like to hear first from you. Well, I'll gladly relate a tale, he resumed. That does illustrate how closely unto a man good luck may approach, and how blindly he may permit it to escape, much to his loss and later regret. Many years ago, when I was a young man, I just married and well started to earning. Well, my father did come one day and urged me strongly that I enter in an investment. The son of one of his good friends had taken notice of a barren tract of land not far beyond the outer walls of our city. It lay high above the canal where no water could reach it. The son of my father's friend devised a plan to purchase this land, build 3 large water wheels that could be operated by oxen, and thereby raising the life-giving waters to the fertile soil. This accomplished, he planned to divide it into small tracts and to sell it to the residents of the city for herb patches or for money. The son of my father's friend did not possess sufficient gold to complete such an undertaking. Like myself, he was a young man earning a fair sum. His father, like mine, was a man of large family and small means. He therefore decided to interest a group of men to enter the enterprise with him, group economics. The group was to comprise 12, each of whom must be a money earner and agree to pay 1/10 of his earnings into the enterprise until the land was made ready for sale. All would then share justly in the profits in proportion to their investment. Thou, my son, bespoke my father unto me, art now in thy young manhood. It is my deep desire that you begin the building of a valuable estate for yourself, that you may become more respected among men. I desire you to see profit from a knowledge of the thoughtless mistakes of your father. This do I most ardently desire, my father, I replied. Then do this, I advise. Do what I should have done at your age. From your earnings, keep 1/10 to put into favorable investments. Which, with this 1/10 of your earnings and what it will also earn, that you can, because before you become my age, accumulate for yourself a valuable estate. This is old English I'm reading, by the way. It's a little hard. The words of my father, the words are words of wisdom, my father. Greatly do I desire riches, yet there are many uses to which my earnings are called. Therefore, do I hesitate to do as thou dost, as you advise? I am young, there's plenty of time. Now notice this, young man given advice by his father, who simply said, man, I got other things to do with my money. I got plenty of time to get rich. So I thought at my age, yet behold, many years have passed, and I thought, and I have not yet made the beginning. So he put off something that he could have done years ago. And many years have passed, and he still has not yet started. Had an opportunity to come across his path, slipped out of his grasp, didn't take advantage of it in time, hopefully learned from it. It's years later, and he still ain't got started. Now, this part of the book is very relevant because many of us are in the same situation. We had a wonderful opportunity to come across our path. In the comments below, I'd love for you to share some wonderful opportunity that you passed up on, that came across your path, that the gods laid in front of you, said, here is an opportunity of a lifetime. Opportunity of a decade, opportunity of the year. And you did the same thing that this brother did when he was young. Man, I got my money is tied up. I got all these responsibilities with my money. Not right now. I'll do it later. I got plenty of time. And you look back over your life, and it's years later, and you're still saying, I still ain't got started. I still got stuff tied up. I still got responsibilities. My money's still tied up. I still ain't ready. And it's years later. How many guys have had an opportunity? I know everybody has, that you passed up on. You couldn't figure out a way to do it at the time. Wasn't ready. Whatever. You look back and you say, man, if I would have. And it's not a moment of regret. It's just a moment of to learn and say, man, that's because here's what happens. Same thing. Your kids you're going to probably say the same thing that this father said to his son. Man, when I was your age, I wish I would have done this. I see this opportunity, same opportunity, similar opportunity I had when I was your age is now an opportunity for you at the age that you're at. And you're going to give the same advice that this father gave to his son. Man, I really hope you take advantage of this. I mean, you know what? If I would have done it back then when I was your age, I've been in a much better place right now. But I got to live with my decisions. But man, as your father or as your mother, this looks very similar. I've seen this before. And I recommend, son, I recommend, daughter, I advise you, do this. I mean, the father was adamant. Let's go read what the father said again. He was adamant. He said, man, listen. This do I ardently desire, my father replied. No, the father. Right? Oh, here's what he said. Hey, my son, bespoke my father to me. You are now in your young manhood. You're young. It's my deep desire that you begin the building of a valuable estate for yourself and become a respected man among men. I desire to see you profit from a knowledge of the thoughtless mistakes of your father. How many guys got children? And you have a very similar desire for your kids. You desire that they start to build a valuable estate for themselves. You desire for them to profit from your mistakes and not repeat the same mistakes that you made. You have this strong desire for your kids to be better off than you are. And you also understand that in order for them to do that, they got to make decisions different from the decisions that you made when you were their age. There's nothing new under the sun. This book was written back in 1926, by the way. 1926. So I thought of my age yet, behold, many years have passed, and I've not yet made the beginning. I still ain't got started. We live in a different age, my father. I shall avoid your mistakes. Opportunity stands before you, my son. This is the father talking again. It is offering a chance that may lead to wealth. I beg of you, do not delay. Go upon tomorrow to the son of my friend and bargain with him to pay 10% of their earnings into this investment. Go promptly upon tomorrow. An opportunity waits for no man. Today it is here, soon as it's gone. Therefore, delay not. Everybody put in console. Opportunity waits for nobody. Now, this is a significant part of the story because this is the father talking to the son, begging, pleading. Man, do this. I'm telling you. I mean, I should have done it. I didn't do it. I learned from it, and I'm dealing with the stuff that I'm dealing with now. But man, you my son. You are my child. And I'm trying to teach you to do what I didn't do. Even though I didn't do it, I know why I should have done it. And at least I'm trying to convey that. Man, go to tomorrow. Don't delay. Opportunity waits for nobody. Get up tomorrow. Go talk to the brother and go do the deal. I beg of you. Now, how many of your parents you can relate to this? It may be not about money. Maybe it's something else. You were talking to your daughter. You're talking to your son. Man, you please don't do this. Don't marry that woman. Don't date that guy. Don't get into this. Please don't do this. I know you're going to do what you want to do because you are of age and you're grown and you think you know something. I'm begging, please don't do this. Or please do this. How many guys can relate to that? Here's the second part of the question. How many guys can relate to being in a position where your parents were saying the same thing to you? Please don't do this. Please go do this. I beg of you, don't do this. Man, I've been here a long time. I'm trying to tell you. I know you ain't going to listen, but man, I'm trying. Please. Many of us, we were begged by parents to do or to not do certain things. And many of us, now that we're parents, we're doing the same. We're begging, pleading, please do or please not do certain things to our children. There's nothing new under the sun. In spite of the advice of my father, I hesitated. There were beautiful new robes just brought by the tradesmen from the east. Robes of such richness and beauty, my good wife and I felt we must possess each of them. Now, notice what he said. He said, before I said I had things to do with my money. Now, because of this opportunity, we also must understand when opportunity comes, other opportunities at the same spot. I saw something that we wanted to have. We wanted to get these new clothes. That was what was valuable to us. That was what was important to us. It wasn't that we didn't have the money. It's that we chose to do something else with the money. So in spite of my father's advice, I hesitated. I didn't move. I didn't do what he told me to do. I still think about it. My father was right, but I just was not ready to move. There were beautiful new robes, new clothes, just brought in by the tradesmen from the east. Robes of such richness and beauty, my good wife and I felt we must each possess one. Should I agree to pay 1/10 of my earnings into enterprise? We must deprive ourselves of these and other pleasures we dearly desire. I delayed making a decision until it was too late, much to my subsequent regret. How many guys have been in a position where you delayed to make a decision that could have changed your financial future? You delayed to make a decision. You delayed to get started. You delayed to make the return the call. You delayed to sign the contract. You delayed to make the decision, much to your regret. I delayed making a decision until it was too late. When I was ready, they was already done. Opportunity waits for nobody. Much to my subsequent regret, the enterprise did prove to be more profitable than any man had prophesied. This is my tale, showing how I did permit good luck to escape. In this tale, we see how good luck waits to come to that man who accepts opportunity, commented a swarthy man of the desert. To the building of an estate, there must always be the beginning. That start may be a few pieces of gold or silver, which a man diverts from his earnings to his first investment. I myself am the owner of many herds. The start of my herds, I did begin when I was a mere boy, and I did purchase with one piece of silver a young cow. This was being the beginning of my wealth was of great importance to me. The beginning of an estate, to the building of an estate, there must always be the beginning. The start may be a few. Let me repeat this again. The building of an estate, the building of wealth, the building of an inheritance, the building of fortune. There must always be a beginning. Everybody put in console the beginning. To the building of wealth, to the building of a business, to the building of fortune, to the building of an estate, to the building of an inheritance, there must always be the beginning. You got to start somewhere. That start may be a few pieces of silver. It might be a little bit of money. It may be $25, maybe $50. It might be a little bit of money, but it's a start. Sometimes I think we confuse the finish with the start. We want the finish, but we ain't even got started. The beginning of a thing is different from the end of a thing. The beginning of a thing is much different than the end of a thing. This being the beginning of my wealth was of great importance to me. How many guys it's important to you? The beginning of your wealth, is it important to you? Some of us are relying on other people of it being important to other people when it hasn't become important to us. The beginning of your wealth, is it important to you? So much so that you start with your $5, your $10, 10%, whatever. Is the beginning of your wealth important enough to you for you to start building your wealth? I'll repeat this again. This is a dynamic question. Is the beginning of your wealth important enough to you to begin building your wealth? We can take that a step further. Is the building of an estate, is the building of the business, is the building of an inheritance to leave to your children's children important enough to you to begin building? To take his first start to building an estate is as good luck as can come to any man. With all men, that first step, everybody putting console the first step. With all men, that first step, which changes them from men who earn from their own labor to men who draw dividends from the earnings of their gold, is important. Some fortunately take it when young and thereby outstrip in financial success those who do take it later. And those unfortunate men, like the father of this merchant, who never take it. Who never take the first step. Had our friend the merchant taken this step in his early manhood when his opportunity came to him, this day he would be blessed with much more than much more of this world's goods. Should the good luck of our friend the cloth weaver cause him to take such a step at this time, it will indeed be but the beginning of much greater good fortune. Thank you. I'd like to speak also. A stranger from another country arose. I'm a Syrian. Not so well do I speak your language. I wish to call this friend the merchant a name. Maybe you think it not polite, this name, yet I wish to call him that. But alas, I know not your word for it. If I do call it in Syrian, you will not understand. Therefore, please, some good gentlemen, tell me the right name you call man who puts off doing those things that are mighty good for him. Well, we call him a procrastinator. That's him, shouted the Syrian, waving his hands excitedly. He accepts not opportunity when she comes. He waits. He says, I have much business right now. By and by, I talk to you. Opportunity, she will not wait for such slow fellow. She thinks if a man desires to be lucky, he will step quick. Any man not step quick when opportunity comes, he big procrastinator like our friend, this merchant. The merchant arose and bowed good-naturedly in response to the laughter. My admiration to these strangers within our gates, who hesitates not to speak the truth. And now let us hear another tale of the opportunity. Who has for us another experience? Demanded Arcad. I have, responded a red-robed man of middle age. I'm a buyer of animals, mostly camels and horses. Sometimes I do also buy the sheep and the goats. The tale I am about to relate will tell truthfully how opportunity came one night when I did least expect it. Perhaps for this reason I did not let it escape. Of this you shall be the judge. Returning to the city one evening after a disheartening 10-day journey in search of camels, I was much angered to find the gates of the city closed and locked. While my slaves spread our tent for the night, which we looked to spend with little food and no water, I was approached by an elderly farmer who, like ourselves, found himself locked outside. Honored sir, he addressed me, from thy appearance, I do judge thee to be a buyer. If this be so, much would I like to sell to thee the most excellent flock of sheep just driven up. Alas, my good wife lies very sick with fever. I must return with all haste. Buy you my sheep, that I and my slave may mount our camels and travel back without delay. So dark it was that I could not see his flock, but from the bleeding I didn't know it must be large. Having wasted 10 days searching for camels, I could not find. I was glad to bargain with him. In his anxiety, he did set a most reasonable price. I accepted, well knowing my slaves could drive the flock through the city gates in the morning and sell at a substantial profit. The bargain concluded. I had my slaves to bring torches that we might count the flock, which the farmer declared to contain 900. I shouted, I burden you with friends, my friends, with a description of our difficulty in attempting to count so many thirsty, restless, milling sheep. It proved to be an impossible task. Therefore, I bluntly informed the farmer I would count them at daylight and pay him then. Please, most honorable sir, he pleaded, pay me but 2/3 of the price tonight, that I might be on my way. I will leave my most intelligent, educated slave to assist to make the count in the morning. He is trustworthy, and to him you can pay the balance. But I was stubborn and refused to make payment that night. Next morning, before I woke, the city gates opened and 4 buyers rushed out in search of the flocks. They were most eager and willing to pay higher prices because the city was threatened with siege and food and was most plentiful. Nearly 3 times the price at which he had offered the flock to me did the old farmer receive for. Thus was rare good luck allowed to escape. Here's a tale most unusual, commented Arcad. What wisdom does it suggest? What did you learn? The wisdom of making a payment immediately. Everybody putting it on so immediately. When we are convinced our bargain is wise. Here's what I learned. To make payment immediately. When I'm convinced that the bargain is wise. If the bargain be a good one, then you need protection against our own weaknesses as much as against any other man. We are mortals. We mortals are changeable. Alas, I must say that more apt to change our minds when right than wrong. Wrong, we are stubborn indeed. Right, we are prone to vacillate and let opportunity escape. My first judgment is my best. Yet always have I found it difficult to compel myself to proceed with a good bargain when made. Therefore, as a protection against my own weakness, I do make a prompt deposit thereupon. This I do. This does save me from later regrets for the good luck that should have been mine. Immediately. Now, for those that are in business, those that have had stuff like this happen in their life, we all have. This is we learn from the lessons. Matter of fact, last Wednesday, I got a text, saying, hey, got some new product in. And this is somebody I've done business with for quite some time. I'm like, cool, I'll get the product, but I was slow to move. I was thinking that, okay, it's gonna still be there when I come on Friday. So I hit him up on Friday, like, man, I'm ready to go and pick up that product. Guess what? Sold out. How many guys have had that feeling? You're like, man, okay, I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I can't wait. Great deal. I know it's a good deal. I'll do it later. A day later, 2 days later, a week later, opportunity is not there. Happens all the time. Now, you had the money on Wednesday. I had the money on Wednesday. I just didn't feel like moving on Wednesday. I just didn't feel like it. When I felt like moving, the opportunity wasn't there. Sold out. Dang. What did I learn? Same thing this brother learned. Make a payment immediately when we are convinced that our bargain is wise. Let me give you another example. I got a sister that does business with me all the time. She finds the bargains to be wise. You know what she does? She sends me money in advance. She said, I just want to hold an account with you. Here's $100. When something come in, I already got my money in on it. I don't even know what's gonna come in, but I trust. I've done business with you. I trust the bargains that are coming across your path. Here's money in advance so that you can set my stuff to the side whenever stuff comes in. Make payment immediately. Make payment immediately when you are convinced that your bargains are wise. But notice as he keeps talking, he said, man, this is a whole mental thing, right? Right? The bargain would be good. And it does need protection. I need protection against my own weaknesses. I got to protect myself from my own weaknesses as much as against any other man. I need more protection against my own weaknesses than I need against other men. And I got to protect myself from myself. He said, last, I say we're more apt to change our minds when we are right Then when we are wrong. When we're wrong, we're stubborn as all get out. When we're right, we're prone to vacillate and let opportunity escape. We're prone to think about it. We're prone to let it keep on simmering. We're prone to wait and delay when we're right. But when we're wrong, oh Lord, we not budging when we're wrong. Wrong as all get out. We ain't budging. How many guys can relate? If you can relate, put in the console, I can relate. You can relate. I mean, they were written back in 1926, and I can still relate to these same inhibitions, same feelings that other people have had, that they experienced in life. Same stuff. Ain't nothing new under the sun. Thank you again. I like to speak. The Syrian was upon his feet once more. These tales much alike. Each time opportunity fly away for the same reason. Each time she comes to the procrastinator, bringing a good plan. Each time they hesitate, not say right now, best time, I do it quick. How can men succeed that way? How can men and women succeed in such a manner? Let's listen to the Syrian again. These tales sound the same to me. Every time opportunity flies away for the same strange reason. Each time she came, but she came to the procrastinator. Each time she brought a good plan. Here's a great plan for you to get wealthy. Each time you hesitated. Didn't say right now, didn't say let's do it, didn't say let's make it happen. You hesitated. How in the world can you succeed such a way? Now, interestingly enough, I was thinking about this the other day. I said to myself, you know what? This is interesting because, in the good book, it says that God has a plan for you to prosper. Right? A plan for you. For those that read the Bible, those that that's their thing or whatever. God has a plan for you to prosper. Jeremiah 27:11, right? Something like that. God has a plan for you to prosper, not to harm you, but he has a plan for you to prosper. If you really believe that, if you truly believe in that scripture, and you believe that that scripture is for you, that is your thing. You've been hanging on that scripture for your whole life. And you said, man, God has a plan for me. Here's what I was thinking about. I said, well, it ain't about, it's really not just, understanding he has a plan for you is really not just that, that's not enough. The question is, do you procrastinate on all of these opportunities that God keeps bringing across your path? And you keep hesitating. Delayed obedience is disobedience. You keep delaying. On Sunday, you say, God has a plan for me, a good plan, a plan for me to prosper. On Monday, God brings you the plan, a new one. Say, hey, here's another opportunity. And then on Monday, you say, no, I'm not ready to move yet. Although I was just saying on Sunday that you got a plan for me. Here's the plan. It's in front of me. I keep hesitating. I keep waiting. I keep saying to myself, you must got a better plan. Because you just brought me that plan. I didn't like that plan. So I think I'm going to wait for you to bring me a better plan. So now you're saying, okay, I must be God. And you're not God. I'm God. I tell you, God, what plan is good for me. I put this meme up, a question up yesterday. Asking this very simple question. Give me one good reason. One good one. The best one you got. I want the best reason that you got. The best one. One good reason. The best one you can come up with. Why you keep procrastinating. I want you to give me your best shot. I want you to give me the very best reason you can come up with why you keep procrastinating on the plans that God has for you to prosper. One good reason. Can anybody come up with? I'm really ready to talk to y'all now. And we almost done with the show, by the way. We're going to stop right there in the book. We're going to have some engagement time. We're going to talk about stuff. Say, hey, we went to the Temple of Learning, so we discuss all sides of a situation, all sides of an idea, all sides. We're talking about good luck. Right? We're talking about meeting the God's good luck. First talked about, man, okay, well, I just happened to find some money in the street. Yeah, that must have been good luck. Well, is that something that you can repeat? No, it's not something we got control of. Okay, well, that's just something that might happen. Oh, well, some people, they try to find a good luck at the casino and at the racetrack and at the gaming tables, at the draft tables, all this stuff. Well, yeah, more people lose than they win in that particular place. Okay, well, yeah, people find good luck in trade. When you get a new customer and they do some business with you out of nowhere, that's the goddess of good luck is looking at your favor. Yeah, well, here's the problem. Some people, they come across these opportunities and they keep hesitating. And for the last part of these last two, 3 pages, situation after situation of the procrastinator. God has a plan for you to prosper. God provides you, brings this opportunity across your pathway, across your mantle, your peripherals. You see it. The plan is laid out. You read that thing, you hear that thing, you're like, that sounds like a good plan. Plan to invest, together. A plan to go and what was that? A plan for him to buy some sheep or buy some cattle or buy some land or buy something at a reduced price. A plan over here, another opportunity over here. The opportunity didn't matter because they all sound the same. Let's read the series again one more time. These stories of missed opportunity sound the same to me. Every time opportunity or the goddess of good luck flew away, disappeared for the same reason. Everybody putting comments on the same reason. Opportunity flew away for the same reason. Each one of the stories keeps happening. Same reason why opportunity is missed. The goddess of good luck is missed. Each time she came to you, the procrastinator. And she brought a good plan. A plan for you to prosper. Now you can take the goddess of good luck, you can put in your God. You put in Jesus. You can put in your Father. Whoever it is that you subscribe to. Your God came to you with an opportunity and a plan. Notice this, not just the opportunity, it was the opportunity with the plan to prosper. And you hesitate, you wait, and you delay. Now, I got 3 words that came from this. I said this with people. I don't deal with these people. Soon, someday, one day. I don't deal with those people. Same thing. Soon, someday, one day are the same people that hesitate, wait, and delay. All in the category of procrastinator. I keep going. In the comments, I love you. Give me some more good words that define the procrastinator. Soon, someday, one day. Right? Hesitate, wait, delay. I mean, I keep going. We could probably come with many more. That's 6 for me. Who got one? Another good word to describe the procrastinator. Right? Lazy. Anybody got any more? The procrastinator. Just can't get right. Won't get out your own way. God brings you the opportunity. God brings you the plan. You just won't do it for some strange reason. Y'all see why I like this book? Gives us some stuff to talk about. Where it's not you and I, we're just discussing, having a discussion, right? And looking at all sides of a topic that's unbiased for us to talk about. This is why book clubs, I think, are valuable and underutilized, because we can have the idea come from a unbiased, not saying unbiased. We can have an idea come from a source that's not either one of us. So it won't be me and you going against each other. It's going to say, hey, here's what we read. Let's talk about what we read. And it diffuses any tension between me and you because we just trying to understand what we done read or heard at this point in time. But even in that, there are things that you can relate to. And if you can relate to it and it's not something that you like, then there's also something that you can change if you wanted to. Because if you can relate to it and you understand it, you feel it. And you either say, I'm still here, or I used to be that way. One of the two. That used to be me. I still deal with this. Man, you struck a nerve today. And it just came out of a book. In the comments below, I'd like for you to share something that you learned today. Some aha moment for you. Something that says, you know what? Yeah, I still got some work to do. I still got some changes to make. This part right here stuck out to me a little bit more than any other. I simply ask you to answer this question in the comments below. Was this worth your time and why? Not many people will show up to something like this. They'll go to the Coliseum to be entertained. They won't come to the Temple of Learning so they can graduate into prosperity. So I commend you, the few, who choose the learning over the excitement. Not that you can't have the excitement too. But they never come to the Temple of Learning. At least you show up for 30 minutes or an hour. Was this worth your time and why? This is the Money and Power Show brought to you by the New Black Wall Street. As I said, guys, we got a new time, 7:30. We'll be coming on and just continuing to bring value to the community. I am ERGJ. I'm a certified financial educator. I teach money. I teach wealth. I teach how to fix broke. But with the teaching, then you have to have the student. Then the student has to actually go do the work. And that's the only difference between the successful and the unsuccessful. Right? Hesitate, wait, delay, unsuccessful. Right? Spirit of immediately, evaluate the situation, make a decision, move forward, successful. And you simply have to ask yourself, which side of that coin are you on? As relates to the things that you want to accomplish in life. Am I on the side where I hesitate, wait, and delay, and I'm continuing to see unsuccessful moments in my life? Or I'm on the side where, you know what? I used to be that way. I'm a new person today. When opportunity crosses my path, when God brings me a plan to prosper, I attack immediately. Because I understand that opportunity waits for no man. And I no longer subscribe to being a part of the masses who are procrastinators. I simply am choosing for my life to get it done. To put work behind my faith and to make it happen. This is the New Black Wall Street. I'm your host, ERGJ, certified financial educator, and I want you guys to remember this, that it takes a village. It starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. We all we got, beautiful people. Matter of fact, we all we need. And thank God, the God that has a plan for you to prosper. The same God who continues to bring opportunity across your path with the plan for you to prosper. The same God who cares enough about you. Thank God. That's more than enough. Until next episode, you know what time it is. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
The New Black Wall Street. Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We'll see you all there in the next episode of The New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall Street.